there is Shruti and there is Smriti, two very important paths of realizing the truth. Shruti is scriptures, words, the way you understand them, the way you interpret them. That is one way of separating the truth from lies. Keep going back again and again to the original source of knowledge and wisdom, a realized teacher. Their words will guide you on the path of discrimination, on the path of separating the illusion from reality. Then there is Smriti. Smriti is remembered. There is some part of you that is always awakened. The part that you are identified with is the part that is asleep. The part that you are trying to get to is already there, fully awake. If it isn't already there, if it isn't already fully awake, there is no possibility for you to cross the bridge. You will be stuck on the other side because ignorance is ignorance in all directions. You can roam for as long as you want in the realm of ignorance. You will not accidentally fall into the truth. You will simply roaming in the world of ignorance because ignorance is complete by itself. It is because ignorance is only one part of your being, one small part of your being that you're identified with. The bigger part of your being, the more stable part of your being, has nothing to do with ignorance, is light itself, is truth itself. There is a bridge. And that bridge is Smriti, or remembering. You have to remember without using your memories, without using your thoughts. You have to remember something you have always been. You have to remember that timeless part of your being. Initially, it will seem next to impossible because every time you try to remember, you're only remembering this life. You're remembering what has happened to your mind and body here in this realm. But with a little bit of practice, you can access those parts of your memory that has nothing to do with this life. You will be able to access something that extends far beyond time, that is above and beyond time, that is above and beyond this physical dimension. That is another way of connecting with the truth, remembering. But for both these to happen, the most important thing is you have to make a choice. You have to choose either reality or illusion. Now, this might seem like an obvious choice between reality and illusion. Give me reality any day. Why do I want to choose illusion? But here is the problem. Here is the challenge. Now, if you can recollect, in the Matrix, Neo wakes up and starts looking at the world around him, and he sees there is something wrong. In fact, he had always felt that there is something wrong with this world. He never fully trusted the world. He could see the glitches. He could see that this is a simulated reality. He's inside a computer program. Whether you are stuck inside a computer program or a self-generated imaginary world, it's the same. Both are not real. Reality is something totally different. And if you pay closer attention to life, how things keep on coming back again and again in circles, you will see where the glitch is, you will see where the problem is. And Neo discovers it through deja vu. Now, deja vu is a strange phenomenon. What you're experiencing is not the same. You are in a different time, different place. What you're experiencing on the outside is different, but the feeling on the inside is exactly the same, as if you have been here before. You are experiencing the same thing again. Now, this is a very deep phenomenon if you think about it. How can you experience the exact same feeling in exactly the same way after months, after years even, if there is no glitch in the system? If you're not simply moving in circles, you are all the time lost thinking that you're going somewhere, you're doing something, life is changing, life is becoming. But in reality, there is one part of you that is not moving an inch, that has no need to move, that has no need to change. It is always exactly there where it has always been. So by accident, your mind comes back to that same point because it has nowhere else to go. For that one brief moment, if you are fully aware, you will know this is the trick. My world is not real. And that is how Neo discovers it. He sees the same thing in exactly the same way happen twice. And he asks, what is this? Well, of course, once he's introduced to the world of the Matrix, he is given an explanation as to what a deja vu is. It is a glitch in the programming. Now he wants a way out. He follows the bunny and it leads him to the choice where he has to choose between this world, which is not real, which is just the Matrix, or the real world. He has to choose between the red and the blue pill. Matrix, only on the surface, it's about computers, it's about something that's happening far in the future, but the actual story is very spiritual. The underlying essence of the story is the age-old story of choosing between this illusionary world and getting to the reality. Now, what is the problem? The problem is illusion is far more engaging, far more entertaining. It is a beautiful world for the child. The child in you loves this place more than the ultimate truth, because the child in you cannot understand what that ultimate truth is. If you try to explain it, somehow it will always end up being very boring, unchanging, unmoving. None of this appeals to the child in you. The child wants to see things. It wants to experience things. Now here is a choice. Well, yes, you can do a lot of things in this world, but it's all imaginary. Now that is why when one other individual is presented with the same choice, he takes the red pill. He chooses the imaginary world and he says, I want to be someone famous. I want to be rich. He actually joins hands with the enemies, knowing very well that he's going to be living in the illusionary world. And there is a scene in the movie where he tastes the steak and he says, well, this world might be imaginary, and he smells the steak and he tastes it, but this sure does feel real. And that is the world he wants to be in. See, that is the problem with the mind. The mind is addicted to this world. It is addicted to the smells. It is addicted to the tastes. It's all part of the same illusion. The smell could be of something rotting. The smell could be of something dead. But once your mind identifies with it and starts liking it, it does not make a distinction. It just enjoys it. Now, here is the challenge. You have to make a choice to move towards truth, even if you have to sacrifice all the familiar comforts, joys, excitement, and entertainments of the world. That is why only a few people can make the choice. Most people choose the red pill. They say, I don't want to take this trouble. I don't know what that truth is. I want to be in this illusionary world. Let me ask for better things. Now that's where the whole idea of God, worshipping, and asking for things comes into the picture. You don't want a total release. You don't want a total escape. You just want more of the same things. That is why you keep on asking for things. In this life or the next life. What are you asking in the next life? Same luxuries, same comforts in unlimited way. You don't want to be sick. You don't want to die. You want to have all the pleasures. Well, how can all that happen when you still have a body? Body by its very nature is prone to all kinds of problems. True liberation, true freedom is not about going to heaven. It is about transcending the body. But most people cannot make this choice because they are too addicted to the mind. And more often than not, it is the mind that is choosing. To be able to even choose between the mind and the self, between the illusion and reality, that part of you must be making the choice that knows something about the truth. But more often than not, you are so lost in your thoughts, you're so lost in your dreaming process that it is the mind that is choosing for you.